I don't have a problem with the accommodation. It's something else I've got a problem with. Hi, it's me again, and yet they have released a first look inside the tiny £200 a night World Cup 2022 accommodation they've set up in Qatar. And I don't have a big problem with it. It's all containers. Have a look. So they've set up lines and lines of containers and that. And for up to 60,000 travelling fans. It says, I don't have a problem with that. A lot of people are going to come to the country, and not everyone can afford to stay in the hotel rooms. And if they could, the prices of the hotel rooms skyrocket anyway. Don't they? So if you want to go and watch the football, that's not a bad option. I don't have a problem with the accommodation. I'd say well played to them. You've provided something that's more affordable than what you could get anywhere else without a lot of travelling, and you'd be with all other fans from all over the world, which sounds like good fun to me. But there is a problem. I think it's a big problem. Along with the unusual accommodation, the World Cup promises to be an unusual one for other reasons. Due to Qatar's strict alcohol laws, the regular tournament sight of drunk shirtless fans will be less common. Alcohol can only be sold and drunk in hotel restaurants and bars that have licences and fan zones at particular times. It is not known if this fan village where the portable rooms are will be included as areas where fans are allowed to drink. If I had to guess, I'd go with no, because Qatar don't want the headlines or the ag of all of that. 60,000 fans drinking. And that's why hotel rooms in Qatar during the World Cup are so expensive, because it's the only place you can have a drink. Now, I'm not an alcoholic by any stretch. I'm probably borderline. No, I'm joking. But when you're watching football with your mates or in a fan zone like that with 60,000 other people, a couple of beers would be nice, wouldn't it? I certainly wouldn't want to spend a week out there watching football without being able to have a couple of beers when I wanted them and enjoy the games. Because the fan zone thing looks quite good with all the beanbags and everything. Look, where is it? Yeah, look at that. It looks quite good, doesn't it? Imagine sitting there with thousands of other people all cheering on the match with a couple of beers. Limited couple of beers, I think they'd have to do, because they can't be dealing with the riots, and we don't want all of that hooliganism that comes with football. But you got to allow people to drink. So, yeah. Oh, it's going to be a toughie. It's a toughie. How many headlines are we going to hear of people getting nicked for having illegal booze? Can you buy illegal booze out there? I bet someone would supply it. God, it's tough. It's tough, isn't it? God knows if you managed to sneak some booze in, how much you could charge for a little bottle of stubby vodka or something out there. You get thousands for it, wouldn't you? So Budweiser is sponsoring the World Cup, as you would imagine. They normally sponsor stuff like that. And if that's all you can get, then yeah, I'd drink it. But it would be the only way I would drink it. But they're supposed to be selling it at the stadiums, and now there's change of that as well. Look. Qatar will now move beer stations away from directly outside stadiums, the New York Times reported on Monday. So there were supposed to be beer stations that were allowed to serve alcohol at certain times, which would obviously be match times, right? And then closed the rest of the time. And now they're being moved away from directly outside the stadiums in a bid to try and stop people accessing the alcohol. And it doesn't say here, I'm trying to find something about it. Qatari officials are said to have asked the beer tents be moved away from other concession points, including those belonging to McDonald's. It was reported that Qatar will permit ticketed fans to buy alcoholic beer at World Cup soccer matches starting 3 hours before kick-off and for 1 hour after the final whistle, but not during the match. It does mention it. Look, Budweiser will also be allowed to serve beer in part of the main FIFA fan zone in central Doha. That's not the encampment with the container apartments, apparently, from 6:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. every day of the 29-day tournament. Yeah, I still can't seem to find any firm details about these container areas where the fan zones are. I found something about the central Doha, but I don't think that's what this is. So I can't find any information at the minute. But there'll be a lot of peeved off fans, because if there's one thing football fans like apart from football, it's a beer while watching the football. And yeah. It's different. Let's just say that, eh? I mean, it probably wouldn't do many football fans any harm to cut down on the old booze a little bit. But yeah, it is part and parcel of the game and part and parcel of the World Cup. Isn't it? I'll be down the pub watching a few games. Because, well, I can't watch them at home because I ain't got a telly licence for a start. But I don't know. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. Should we be going there? Is another question, isn't it? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.